So some clarification on that travel ban that Trump placed on Europe. American citizens who do test positive for the coronavirus will be denied and banned from entering the country, which I believe is actually against the constitutional rights. I don't believe that the Constitution says that they're allowed to do that. But the question is, I am an American citizen, but I traveled to Europe in the past 2 weeks. Can I return to the United States? No, you can't, evidently, if you test positive. In remarks Thursday, Trump said Americans returning from Europe would be tested for the virus and would not be allowed into the country if they have the virus. And again, I don't believe that that's constitutionally correct. I don't believe the Constitution allows for that, for Americans to be banned from entering their country. I don't think the Constitution says they're allowed to do that. We're not putting them on planes if it shows positive, he said. Americans will be quarantined upon arrival, he said. If you have separation or this thing takes longer to go away, he said. Okay. Some of this wording is like hard to follow. You have to have separation or this thing takes longer to go away, he said. Okay, that makes more sense. You have to have separation or this thing goes away, he said. Well, yeah, you can quarantine them here in the United States, but I believe it's the responsibility of the United States to look after all of its citizens, and part of that is when there's something going on around the world, we bring them home and we take care of them if need be. That doesn't seem very American to me. According to Wolf's statement, U.S. passengers who have been in the affected European nations will be required to travel through select airports where the U.S. has implemented enhanced screening passengers. And again, affected European nations, well, what about just blanket testing everybody? That's kind of where we're failing. We need to be able to test everybody. We need to do away with these criteria because we know containment has failed. Okay? We need to test everybody. Vice President Pence said Thursday there are 13 such airports and added that those travelers who return to the U.S. from the European Union will be asked to self-quarantine for 14 days. And again, here we go, with the 14 days. 14 days is not long enough. We have been through this. 14 days is not long enough. Pence did not list the airports, but Wolf said in his statement late Wednesday, said DHS will list them in the next 48 hours. So if you are going to Europe, if you are in Europe or you know somebody who is in Europe, you're going to want to tell them to haul their behinds back. The administration previously banned travel from China, and during that time, travelers from China were flown to airports in Atlanta, Dallas-Fort Worth, Detroit, Newark, New Jersey, Honolulu, New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, Washington, D.C. I am from one of these countries but have a green card. Can I return to the U.S.? Yes, according to the Department of Homeland Services, legal permanent residents along with generally immediate family members of U.S. citizens are exempt from the restrictions announced on Wednesday. What? Wait. How? Why? What? So... What? So green card residents can return without the restrictions listed above, but U.S. citizens have to have the restrictions above. I don't get it. I'm reading that wrong. Someone explain that part to me. That can't be right. What? What? So only U.S. citizens. Okay, that doesn't make sense. I don't get that one. Okay, I must be looking into it. Citizens from... According to the Department of Homeland Security, legal permanent residents, along with generally immediate family members of the United States citizens, are exempt from the restrictions announced Wednesday. So they can come into the United States without being tested? I don't get that one. Someone explain that one to me. Anyways, that's what I got. I love you guys. I must be getting tired because I don't understand that. Is that how I'm reading? Am I reading that correctly? That sounds weird. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. And somebody freaking explain that for me. I'm having a brain fart, I guess. That can't be right. I love you. See you on the next one.